Remember, the next level is going to be the 8th through the 10th of August. So get yourself registered. We got a great price for everybody right now. Event to event is what's taken. This is it, team, to the number one fastest growing team. Don't take it lightly. It's going to be wild in Orlando. Now's the time when you book. You only got to put a deposit, and then you set a goal, how many people you're going to bring with you. We're going to talk about that later in the weekend. So now we got a very good treat. We get to hear from a doctor's perspective on the X39 technology as well as the opportunity, everything we want to ask a doctor. So help me welcome my good friend, business partner, Senior Presidential Director, Dr. Tony Smith.
Thank you very much for having
me. All right, Dr. Smith, are we excited to have him here or what? And he is just crushing it. From the time he got in, he skyrocketed to SPD and is helping so many people. So we really appreciate you. And thanks for taking the time from your busy schedule to be with us.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the invite, and excited to be here and hopefully helping some people have some success and get the information out.
Right, so
although I hear from Todd, I do it wrong because I'm a huge mistake. Right? I overcomplicate. That's my thing. I overcomplicate things, but hopefully it's bringing validation to what we have our hands on, and so I'm excited to deliver the information.
Yeah, and it's got to be tough, with all that education and knowledge of what it is for, to
dumb it down.
Yeah, it's hard to dumb it down as a doctor. Think about it. You don't want your doctor dumbing stuff down, but it does help for all of us, which is a blessing. Am I right? If we can do that. So, Dr. Tony Smith, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate your insight. Tell us what kind of doctor you are and a little bit about your practice.
I'm a doctor of chiropractic. I've been in practice for 31 years. I do general practice and sports medicine. My love is in sports medicine. I'm an on-field physician for football. I traveled with Supercross, motocross. I've done minor league baseball. I just love athletics, so I like to help people in all fashions, but sports is my passion.
I always see you on the weekends racing on your bike.
Yeah. So, I'm
heard that you don't let the competitors know about the your X39s.
Yeah, I'm an avid cyclist. I love to cycle. That's my cycle therapy. That's how I get my head straight. But probably should cut back more and focus more here. But it's just one of my passions. I love competition. And that's one of the dilemmas. We talk about, sharing it with everybody, but do I really want to share my advantage to all my competitors? I don't know. That's the one I struggle with right there. So, but I do my best.
Okay, now tell us, are you full-time in your practice?
As of right now, I am a full-time, hopefully shortly. At the end of 2025, I won't be, but we're still pushing forward. But yes, I do practice full-time. In a multidiscipline facility, like we have orthopedic surgeons, podiatry, pain management, general physicians. So I see the whole gamut of medical out there, and I'm really excited what we have our hands on.
That's what I really loved, and some people that are brand new don't really understand what we have our hands on. I'm so excited that we're bringing the light to our industry because it really is a part-time occupation. I mean, what's the blessing is he can be a full-time physician, still be the highest rank, and doing it part-time. And even when you say, I want to be full-time, say in LifeWave, you really can only do it part-time. I mean, I'm here doing it full-time, and I can tell you it's only part-time. You can't, everybody's at work, so what are you going to do? All right, so I really love the fact, but a lot of people don't understand that. They see people, you're working so hard, but if you really take advantage of what we're talking about, our system as a team, all of us working as a team, you really can take and have a business that goes on and grows, and you put into it what you want, but it's not so full-time. Isn't that neat?
Yeah, that's absolutely. You got to plug it into the system. Utilize the system is important for time management, and that's one thing that I learned over time. Because initially when you get in this industry, being a doctor, you want to do it all. You got to do all the work yourself. But then learning how to build this business in this is using the system and duplication. Duplication is key. That opens the doors for everything.
Now, how many meetings have I done for you?
Absolutely zero. Not because he didn't want to, but I know in this business for things that happen, and sometimes maybe I overdo it, but I had to take ownership of the business. I want to get out of my practice. I want to gain free time. I want to give back to the family, people around me, and so If meetings had to go, I want to get my manager. I want people to hit manager quickly. I want to, move them through the ranks and to create momentum. And so I wasn't really reliant upon somebody else to do it. My whole thing that I had to learn is that, again, I try to overcomplicate it. I got to dumb it down. When I start talking medical, my wife's eyes roll back in her head and oh. So I kind of find that happy medium to where I can be helpful but not overdo it. But I had to take ownership. That was the key.
Now, I want people to catch these bullets that are happening right here. They're zinging at you, okay? Because earlier in the event here, I mentioned you want to find people that want to pass you up, that they want to do it without you. So here's somebody that's in our organization that is wanting to build it with or without me. He's going to do it instead of having to build him up every single morning. It drains the heck out of you. Anybody feel like they're drained from their group? Okay? But if you have a group like Tony, you don't have to help do them all the time. Now, you want to be part of it, but he doesn't even call me. He just goes and does it. So think about what's happening here, and it's really exciting to be part of helping him build it when he doesn't want you to help you. Isn't that exciting? It's a whole different philosophy than you ever seen in a normal occupation or career. So,
I do have to say,
go ahead.
Don't disregard the three-way call, though. Three-way calls are important, so definitely do the three-way calls. I don't not use him for.
What's a three-way call? This isn't like you're running a jackhammer or something. You're up on a roof, putting on a roof or something, like Matt Curtis did. This is just talking to some people, and once you get talking, it's kind of like Mario. He's a pro tennis player by trade, but once you start learning every backhand, forehand move, do every single drill that you got to do, it's the same thing, just like everybody's occupation is. So once you get this, it's the same thing. You just got to decide, am I going to dive in to get the knowledge on what to do? And you heard what so many people are saying when they come across here is say nothing. Like it's actually you want to know what to do, but you don't say it.
Say less is more, right?
It's very different, and that's why you got to get it. And I'm so proud of everyone being here learning this. So thanks, Tony.
No, one of the other thing I want to say is even, you think I know all the information and I can deliver the information, but I use the three-way call because it's a concept of passing it on to somebody else because somebody said, here, all my friends know the stupid things I did when I was younger. They don't want to hear from me. Even though I'm a doctor, even my, family members don't necessarily want to hear from me, but if I put them on the phone with somebody else, that's key. That third-party validation is key. And so even myself, I use a three-way call. So, putting somebody else.
How long did it take you to go SPD?
It took about 9 or 10 months because I'm part urchin. I think it was. I started digging the research, and I have a little. There's in those personality traits. You can be part of a couple of those things. So, I'm a little shark, but I have some urchin in me too. So, I kind of mix those up a little bit. So, I don't know, what was it? You go off quick and then you phase out. I'm trying not to, but that urchin is the long haul. That's keep going.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about this X39. With all the medical devices and therapies and all the things that you do in the medical world, how do you feel about the effectiveness, especially for the price, for everything that we've got, put the simplicity about the X39 compared to all the other ways that you've got to work with people?
It's powerful. I mean, it's life-changing. I've been using light therapy for probably 18 years now. But our units cost $18,000 a unit, and we treat one patient at a time for like 20 or 30 minutes at a time. And so I can't put an $18,000 unit on somebody to walk around town or whatever, but I can put multiple light therapy patches on them, and it's mobile, portable. I can put thousands of people, and I can teach other people how to put patches on other people. That's the whole thing is you don't have to be a doctor in this business because it's so easy to get this modality. I look at it as a modality out there that we can help people and bless people. And I know we'll go on to this, but it works throughout the body. And so you can touch them in so many different ways, and you can empower other people to build the message or send the message out.
Can you help somebody that might be talking to a doctor or somebody that's a little skeptical? Because, I mean, as a doctor, you had to have a little skepticism. What kind of was your breakthrough to what you saw where it was really more powerful than you thought?
Well, I like this little terminology. When somebody told me I could I could learn how to generate income when the lights are off and the doors are closed, right? So every doctor, if in a practice, way to make more money, you have to see more patients, and so that's time restraint, that's more staff, that's more overhead. Overhead is just going through the roof now. Even, the minimum wage for medical staffing is going up. So overhead is skyrocketing, and the reimbursement is going down. Insurances are cutting with the reimbursement. So every doctor out there is looking for ways to generate more income without overhead. And so if I can show them a way to generate income without increasing overhead, could you give me 5-10 minutes? I can show you a vehicle that can bless a lot more people outside of the office than you can bless in your office.
That's great. Now, how many doctors that are SPDs in your group?
I have one that's in my group right now.
So that's
we're hard-headed. We're still a little urchin. They're a little hard-headed. And I mean, to be honest, not all doctors are real coachable, right? You have to have some coachability, too.
I mean, at least I'd like everyone to know that sometimes when they see how incredible this technology is, and then they want to go straight to their doctor, and then they get frustrated. So we don't want you to get frustrated. Usually, like I got Dr. Preson in here. Is he in here somewhere? Dr. Preson, he's way in the back there. He's a vascular surgeon. Well, he was a friend of ours for 28 years. Your friend somebody might have a relationship with a doctor. Am I right? This is going to be a lot more foot in the door than me trying to barge into your office and tell you about X39. And I never went to school, and you know it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have hundreds of people. I probably have 5-10 people a week coming in with the new latest technology and the new latest thing. And so we have gatekeepers at the front desk, and so they never get back to me. I'm busy seeing patients, and I just don't have time to run through that. So, a lot of times they don't even get back to see the doctor. So the thing is that if you want to get into the doctor, build a relationship with somebody, maybe the office manager or somebody in the staff, because they have the ear of the doctor a little bit more than you do, somebody that's cold market. Coming in cold market is really hard to do. I tell people like this, it's great to get a doctor on your team, but know you're going to have to spend more time than the regular person with them, because he's going to be very skeptical. It's going to be hard to teach, to learn. So you could probably go out and sponsor 20, 30 more people than you can get one doctor up and running. All right. So don't put all your eggs in one basket, because again, we're not real coachable. So
did you hear that? That should be something we write down. Especially when your first person says, I got a doctor you want to talk to, right? Yeah. Now, don't put them, you don't claim it with everybody, but because you can find another Dr. Tony Smith, but you still want to make sure you're talking to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't.
Okay, now, this happens because there are people that have a relationship with doctors, and then they always are asking me, so I want to get this on tape. How do you start a doctor? What do you do in your practice to promote the X39? How does it work for you so that we can help anyone that does get a doctor going, get them out of their blocks fast?
So how do I start a doctor? Or how do I get a doctor?
How do you build it in your practice? So you got it in your practice. How do you use the X39 so that they can duplicate what you do?
So basically, when I'm not a real hard salesman. I'm not a real pushy guy. So when patients are coming in, I'm sharing the information about, do you know something about stem cell technology? With what you have going on, this could definitely complement what we're doing here and help accelerate, what's the process of, I can't say that word, but, regenerative properties. We can help enhance regenerative properties. But so basically, the people in my practice become consumers. They're, I'm getting them on the product, and then I do a thing where I kind of backdoor them into the business side, because I do not sign up customers. I don't. That's a bad thing. You can sign up customers, no problem. But I don't. I put everybody in the tree, because my whole goal down the line is to get them in the tree to build a business. And so when I do is I get them in the product, I get them going, and then. What I do is I say, hey, I can show you a way to get your product for free. And if I can show you a way, because the company has this great rewards program, if you refer a few people, a lot of different companies out there give rewards for, telling it to other people. If I can show you how to get your product for free, would you be interested? Everybody wants something for free, right? Everybody wants something. So, and then they get them up and going, like, hey, if you do this, maybe I can show you how to make your car payment, or maybe I can show you how to make your mortgage. And I tell stories about some people in my team that have never done network marketing that are making huge, significant income that has changed their life. And it's not, not everybody's going to do that, but I see people right in my own team that are doing that. And other people, other stories. Again, telling the stories of people having success that, maybe are not pros in this industry. And so that is, it opens, it kind of opens their mind a little bit.
And you were talking about your place and replace program.
So I do a thing what they call place and replace program. So I actually started up with the biggest pack, the premium pack. So I have some product on hand. I don't have a huge product on hand, but I have some on hand. So when I get people started, I do it pretty much manual myself. I have an application on a clipboard. I have it highlighted on the information I want. And I say, okay, just fill out the information here. And I'm going to give you a sleeve of product, or if they're doing the core pack, I'll give them 3 sleeves of product. I put a patch on them. Nobody walks out of my office, whether I'm giving a little sample or the product themselves. Nobody walks out without a patch. If they can't put a patch on, they're not getting the product. That's just because it ends up in their shelf or on their, and we know the product doesn't work when it's sitting on your dresser, right? So I put the product in their hands, so I cut out the lag time. Because somebody talked about when's the person's most excited? Right then when they get started. So what we want to do is we want to get the product in the time. I don't want them to wait 3 or 4 days to get their product on hand and then have buyer's remorse. So I want them excited about the product. They're walking out, and then what I do is I'll have them, if they sign up on a core product, I have them walk out with the product in hand, and I have their first shipment. So what you can do is when you sign them up, you can have their initial shipment come back to you. So the company is replacing what I just gave them, and I'm not scared about it because I'm going to get my product back from the company. I know the company's going to send the product back. Every time they send the product, so I don't have to worry about the product coming back from them. I don't let the patient try to bring it back. I have the company send it back to me. So they're walking out with product in their hand. They're excited. They're getting their testimony going right there, and I'm waiting for the product back. But you have to have some product on hand to be able to do that. So it's called place and replace. And then I at the end of the day, I'll manually put their application into the system because I'm putting them in the tree where I want them. I want to place them somewhere. And I have strategies of what I do. If some people know some people, I try to put them together. So I strategize in that respect.
So that's a great information on how to do it. We'll keep elaborating on it, but at least they can get themselves started and get moving as you sponsor a doctor. Let's talk a little bit more about the philosophy, how we focus on this as a team on the X39. Because someone new coming in might want to wonder, why do you only just focus on the X39 to make this, to make your business grow? But would you agree it is the easiest way to explain to anyone? You can just like David said, patch it, patch yourself where it hurts. Tell them a little bit about what you see on that.
Well, so I've been in practice for 31 years, but I've been in health and wellness and nutrition for all those years as well. So usually you have shelves full of different, product lines, and this is for the liver, this is for that, this is for the inflammation, this is for so and so. And to see the X39 come down to one product, like, oh my gosh, this is a godsend. It's a blessing because the X39 works systemically, so meaning that it works on everything throughout the body. When you go to the foundational regenerative cells in the body, you start at the foundation and work up, it goes everywhere. And so I've seen multiple people save $300 to $400 on nutrition products by using the X39. That's significant. It pays for itself. It pays for itself. It's significant. Asking people, if I can reduce your nutrition bill with the X39, would you be open to that? If I can save you $200 or $300 on nutrition by wearing this patch, would you be open to taking a look at what we have our hands on? And so nobody else. You
could really see how the duplication effect can happen so much faster focusing on one product, X39. So because people are busy, right? Your patients are busy. Yeah. Everyone's busy. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, and one of the things I'm really blessed or excited about is I've seen people in my team that have never had success in this type of industry having success. And that's exciting because they only have to focus on one thing, and it's very simple. Put it where it hurts, or put it in the back, you can literally put it anywhere, and it's going to, because it works throughout the body. So
you guys use thisisit.info.com?
Absolutely. When I actually have, when I'm introducing the information, I have this is it info on a little card and go to this. I really use the system to try to be very efficient. I'm very busy. I see a lot of patients a day, so I don't have time to really dive into the information. I try to keep it very simple and keep moving, because my staff, my girls get mad at me if I get backed up talking too much. They're like, no, you got 3 other people you need to be seeing right now. Move.
So you utilize the system in a big way, probably more than most people.
Absolutely. Yeah, when they see me break out the clipboard with the highlighted, they're like, oh, yeah, I hope he doesn't get stuck in there again. So, but, we have it down to where I plug them into the system. And that's what helps me have the efficiency to where I can get my freedom back. Time freedom. I'm athletic. I love to be athletic and do things. I don't want to be cooped up in the office. So I'm trying to get my time back.
That's amazing. If the professionals understand that we can help them by plugging the people, and this is even for influencers, anyone, people really need to understand that if you can grab them and get them in, and because we're on our team, that this is a team, we have this system that the people can be trained while they're running their professions or being influencers, but you got people training them. Not that you don't want to be engaged, but they can be learning in the middle of the night and you don't have to be there.
Yeah. I was so excited when I got started in a team because there was a system in place. Because in the past, in this type of industry, I've kind of had to do it, and I don't have all the skill set to be able to put a system together. So I'm very gracious and thankful for Steve and Gina for putting the system in. This is it. But
everybody's got different gifts. So we need your leadership. We need everybody that's in here. But, it's really important to be able to plug people in so you want at the end of the day be able to enjoy your life and have opposite of what you have in your practice where you got to work so many hours.
Yeah, so in the past, and this is, learning on the go, is that, again, I would overcomplicate things. But when you have a system in place, it keeps it very simple, keeps it very duplicatable. And so, again, you don't have to be a doctor to build this business. You don't have to know all the things. You just need to utilize the system and take action.
Hey, thanks for sharing with us. We really appreciate you being here. Give Dr. Tony Smith, SPD, a big hand and thank him for coming here. All right, guys.